great nuts, huh? What? Well, I thought I was muted for that, so that's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I wasn't. But what is the deal with great nuts? How are folks doing? You ask how I'm doing? Well, I appreciate your question of how I'm doing. There are so many... Whoa. My mic's too hot. Man, I cleaned out these cables, and now it's like this mic is new, like I just bought it. I gotta turn this down, sorry. Here it is. Whoa, way too hot. I think that's way better. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, sorry. Okay, just to the mic makers out there that might hear this, first of all, thank you for your products. I just want to do like a Neumann tribute video someday. And I'm going to bring up on YouTube, if it exists, which it probably does, like a history of the Neumann Microphone Company. Great German microphone company. This beautiful piece of art right here was made in Germany, baby. And your cables are everything. I have to tell people that are into audio and doing podcasting and radio shows, which I've done now for, holy shit, 13 years? That can't be right. I just saw like a spirit fly through the camera. That was wild. There was a beam of light that flew right out of the camera. I'll have to look back at that. It looks like there's a portal like right next to the telephone. That's pretty crazy looking. Or I'm seeing shit. I don't think so. Anyway, I'll bring up a history of the Neumann Microphone Company video. I'm sure that exists somewhere, if not on YouTube somewhere else. And review it and just give my testimony of how amazing their microphones are. And of course it was the great Alex Jones that inspired me to get a Neumann microphone. I wanted to get the one that he had, which was like this. It's a $6,000 microphone. I did end up getting one, but then it ended up in the hands of another guy, and I got it back, and then it was in the car that they towed away on me, because it just happens when you go broke. That's life, folks. And you know that maybe that's why content like Foodie Beauty is so popular now, because the world is so fucked. Like the level of fucked upness is so high in the world that people would rather watch a fat woman eat herself to death than deal with Trump. You know what? I'm on board with them. I think I'm on that. If I have to pick a side, and the two sides are, we take Trump seriously as a leader and let him break the Constitution almost every day with something new that he does that's against the Constitution. Why aren't the Democrats saying impeach him today because he violated posse comitatus when he deployed the Marines in LA? Here's the constitutional test. It's in the Constitution that it is a violation of the document if you have the president deploy the military domestically. It's a no-no. He did it in LA, the Marines, and Army, I think. National Guard Army, at least. Well, that's okay, they're National Guard, fine. He deployed the fucking Marines. That's it, violated the Constitution, impeach him. And then they'll go, the neocons will go, wait a minute, don't you remember Patriot Act 1 and 2 that passed? That gave the president carte blanche rights to just say martial law when he wants? And to just say, I am God? Almost. The Patriot Acts were an absolute abomination to freedom. And now the consequences have come home to roost. With Donald John, tin pot dictator, banana republic, pathetic fucking orange Hitler. With a small dick. All of this disgusting daddy shit with him. I don't understand this dog shit. What is it? Is a daddy personality a guy that says, I just grab him by the pussy? That's a daddy figure? Like, oh, that's a masculine man that speaks like that. Not in my lexicon of what I respected as men. The guys that I respected as men were just like smooth with women. And they could pick them up by the sheer art of the pickup, as Don would put it. He could never write the art of the pickup, because how does he pick them up? It's his bank account. I'm rich, you're here, you're a young female, that means that I can touch you. That's Don's philosophy. It's written in the scriptures that the prince of sin, wow, I just came up with that. The prince of sin. Everybody says the Antichrist, and I'm so done with that term, because it's correct and it's not correct, okay? The Apostle John wrote this title, right? And he said that there's Antichrists in the earth now, and one of them was Kaiser, is an Antichrist. The papacy is an Antichrist. I'd say the crown of England is an Antichrist. And with these people, these leaders, there's not just the principality sorry, I used the word. They're not just, they don't have just an earthly kingdom. There's also what's called in the Bible principality, which is like a super angel. It's like, but demonic, not holy. It's a supernatural, demonic, call it almost avatar, over a person. It can indwell a person. Nimrod was so, he changed his genetics. That's what's in the scripture. Whatever Nimrod did was like he injected himself somehow, and maybe it might have been biological engineering at that time. Lost science. What you think, gene therapy type deals and stuff is new? I don't think so. Probably not. We are rediscovering these things. In Egypt, on the walls in some of the caves of the pyramids and stuff, they have drawings that shows the double helix DNA. They knew about the double helix DNA, the Egyptians, at the time of the making of the pyramids, which they can't date. They can't date it. Well, why can't they date it? Well, I think they could. But if they gave you the real date, you'd go, holy shit, so civilization is how old again? What if they age the etchings, right, and they get the oxide dust from the wall, and they test it, and it's from the year, like, -33 billion. Right? What, the year -3 billion? What do you mean? These types of things can throw science into a tailspin, and then they have to go from the drawing board again. Well, that's what science was meant to be, guys. Don't you remember that? True science was created by Christians, learned university Christians. Okay? The scientific method was created by a Christian. You're not doing science these days. You're a cult. Just like some Christian cults that teach twisted doctrines of men, usually geared toward manipulating young females into relationships. Oh, I just busted a bunch of cults with that one. Like the Mormons and the JWs. Could say Scientology is a different level. Scientology is coming at you with, if you want earthly power, you need to know the extraterrestrial powers, because they're the ones that are actually going to bestow upon you godhood. And then let's take you in, and we're going to test your thetans in your blood to make sure that you are leadership material. And if you are, then we're going to take you in, right? We'll take you in as the church upon the earth that the great prophet L. Ron Hubbard bestowed upon us, the great holy text, Dianetics, which, yes, was a sci-fi novel, but this is this is our scripture. Oh, Tool, Maynard James Keenan. Fuck L. Ron Hubbard and fuck all his clones. Fuck all you junkies and fuck your short memory. Yeah, that song's about California going into the water, which I think is probably coming real soon. Did you see those earthquakes we've had? Did you see them? You either learn to swim out there in California or get your ass inland, because you're going to have to learn how to swim, as Maynard James Keenan, the prophet, told you. Okay? Maynard's prophecy is about to come true for sure in that song. Okay? 'Cause I'm praying for mayhem. I'm praying for tidal waves. I want to see the ground give way. I want to see it all fall down. My plea is to flush it all away like a toilet. That's how Maynard, back then, that song came out in like 1996. Okay, it's on the Anima album by Tool. Alright? He was saying that then. This town is so gross, filled with corruption and hell and and this is Maynard, who was supposed to be, oh, he's so satanic and evil and shit. Maynard. You guys are blind completely. Christians will go, oh, he's such a satanic freak. You don't listen to his lyrics. And in the songs that do seem blasphemous, like Judith's, for example, the song Judith, it's just about his grandmother. And if you actually, who was a devout Christian, and he loved her with all his heart, and it bothered him that his grandmother, that he knew was a smart woman, and also he loved with all his heart. Why do you believe this obvious Christian bullshit? Because it hasn't healed the world. He's just a thinking guy, right? If you listen to the lyrics of Judith, which is, oh, it's supposed to be such a blasphemous song, it's not. He's simply saying in the song, why do you feel this way about Christ? You didn't kill him yourself. He poetically puts it, you didn't hoist a spiteful spear into his side. And then he follows it up with, he's the one that leaves you crippled inside because you feel like a guilt for his death. Which is very deep shit. It's very much confronting a Christian and asking them, do you really believe it? Right? He is playing the role of Satan, sort of, coming to you saying, why do you believe it? But see, a test of faith I respect, and it's coming from an intellectual standpoint of believing the story. Maynard's not even saying Jesus Christ was fictional and blah, blah, blah. And there may be quotes out there of Maynard saying Jesus didn't exist and stuff. I don't even care what he believes on that. I actually want to look that up now. I might look it up later. Maynard interviews on religion. He knows Christianity's bullshit. Why? Because it clearly is. Holy shit, Rev. What did you just say? Let me talk to you about it. Who are the Christian leaders, quote unquote, in the world? Go ahead. Comment down below if you want to debate this. That the church, on either side, Catholicism or Protestantism, or non-denominationalism, for that matter, who are the leaders? You come at me with the Pope, I'm automatically calling you a liar, I'm sorry. Because the papacy is a fucking political office. And it is not the political office of heaven. Could we just have an understanding that that's where I stand on that matter? Oh, it is very Christian for a holy organization to label women witches and then split them in half on pyramids. That's definitely a Christian thing to do. The Puritans, absolutely, those women that we are going to deem unruly, we're going to call them witches. They're against the scriptures in Jesus Christ, and they shall be burned. You're psychopaths. They're no different than the priests of Baal. Oh my God, I said the name again. Everybody within the sound of my fucking voice, do all the research that you can on the false piece of shit, spit it out of your mouth name. But we need to be wise as a serpent, as Christ said. Look, do all the research necessary you need to satisfy in your spirit that you know enough about the false, disgusting piece of shit spit out of your mouth, B-A-L. Fuck. That name is cancer from my lips. These won't give me cancer. You know what'll give me cancer? Speaking the name of Baal. That's what our government serves. Do you know that? Albert Pike said that his goal was to have a global religion. And it would be global worship of Lucifer. Do you want that? There are some people that are smart enough, I think, in the community, in terms of esoteric knowledge, that they could try and argue with me that Lucifer is a better choice than Yahweh. For example, the argument that Lucifer was the light bringer for real. The rebellion in the garden was a good thing, because Yahweh is a slave war god, and he was keeping mankind underneath his foot, and he knew that if mankind took of the tree, then he would become better than Yahweh, a greater God than Yahweh, mankind. That's what Luciferian Masons teach. That Yahweh is a liar God that deceived Abraham and almost had Abraham sacrifice his son for a false thing. All of this they teach. On the left-hand path of Masonry, because they evaluate you. You know, I'm going into Masonry a bit because I know enough about it to talk to you like this about it. They know what side you're on pretty quick. Why? Because they test you pretty quick. I know testimonies of guys, and I'm giving you those testimonies without giving their names. I know big stories that have been out there through places like the Prophecy Club, but I also know people in my life that were Masons that went through the rituals and they told me some shit. But I will never say their names. Because if the Masons knew that they snitched by telling stories, they could end up dead. Because they have oaths that they take, and if they violate those oaths by breaking their oath to not tell anybody, then they could end up seriously murked. But I'm going to tell you this. They test you, and 99% of the time, it was for multiple people that I know that went through the rituals. There's a test. And it involves something sexual. Either with a male or a female. It's sexual in nature. Normally, because most of my friends in my life, sans a few, maybe 3 or 2 guys I knew that were friends of mine, happen to be gay. All of my friends are straight. So, the stories I heard was honeypots. And it's literally minors. It's like, they know it. You get what I'm saying? I had a couple buddies that went to Wilkes, and they ended up getting into that end. They joined the Masons, and that was their first test. And they knew it was a test, but they took it anyway, because they were dark-sided, both of them. So they took it. They will offer you a minor. If they know you're straight, dude, it's going to be a 14-year-old, 13-year-old girl. If they know you're gay, it's going to be a 12, 13-year-old boy. That's the way they operate. And then guess what? You're fucked forever. Why? They have blackmail on you that you were with a minor. You're done. See? That's why the Masons keep their oaths. It's selfish, because they know their secrets. Oh, he was willing to do that. Let's see if he's willing to do that. And in most cases, if you're down that road that bad, you're willing to hurt kids. You're willing to blow up the planet if you're willing to hurt kids. See? That's how Lucifer took over the planet. He found the turds amongst humanity that floated to the top because they had money. Man, that's a good one, ain't it? That was almost Carlin-esque. Holy shit, that was pretty good. The turds always float to the top. Carlin. The turds of humanity became leaders because they floated to the top with money. And now you have the king turd. The frog god himself, Trump. An open, authoritarian, racist president that is also a pedophile. I'm saying the word. One strike, son, you can't say the word. Wow. Why do we have all these fucking banned words, folks? It's to cover up for the crime. Oh, we can't hurt people's feelings. There's a guy that Shanny had on here, the black guy with an afro, and I can't remember his name. But he's really a good commentator, like on Times. And he has schizoaffective disorder, too, so that's pretty crazy. But he was talking about censorship, and it's true. But I'm going to say 100% the reason that they are censoring these words is to protect the criminals. I hope the disgusting piece of shit New World System understands that those of us in free humanity that still have a fucking brain see right through your dog shit. I really, really, really hope and pray that the elites know that we might be little bitty peon poor people and you just want to step on us like fucking ants, but we see what you're doing. You think that you're dealing with a bunch of blind mice with humanity. I'm telling you that you got a bunch of lions staring at you. Oh, they just got little bitty eyes out there in the dark. Yeah, and then you put light on them and they're a bunch of pack of fucking lions ready to tear your throat out because you hurt their little babies. Does Satan know that that's where he's at with humanity? That's why Trump's approval rating is 37%, one of the lowest in history. Because there's been enough light shown on the diaper that's filled with shit in front of you that is Trump. And people are like, holy shit, oh, that is really that is a bag of disgusting, rotten baby shit diapers. That's what that is up there as president. Exactly. You have a hefty bag filled with diarrhea baby shit diapers sitting in the White House. And did you see that? The plans for that disgusting, abomination, gross ballroom that he's going to build right next to the White House? What an abomination. Can somebody please cancel that immediately so it doesn't happen? The plans for the inside of it look like the fucking ballroom from The Shining. He probably wants to reenact The Shining, you know? You're not a writer, Don, by the way. It's proven, all your co-authors admit it, that they're ghostwriters for you. You don't write shit. So don't try to do the writer deal. Who's the alcoholic writer here? It's me. Okay? Alcoholic writer. Me. I'm going to tell you. I feel the karmatic impact of the level of evil. I can feel it in the air tonight. That song, yeah, go ahead, listen to that by Genesis or Non-Point. I like that version. Like, it was in Miami Vice, the movie with Colin Farrell. That's a good version of it. They're getting ready to do one of these big events, and it's fucking gross. You see the writing on the wall. There's just no other way to go. Because this Epstein thing, that fucking Trump's an idiot. Like, dude. And update on, I was going to just do a short video about vagina. He's continuing to be a vagina. And I'm not meaning to say that anti-vagina anything, okay? I'm going to remove that from my vocabulary of doing this with this guy's name. His name is fucking Bongino. Dan Bongino is a fucking pussy. He's an asshole and a liar. If you are real, Dan, like I say that you're at 2 strikes because you said this on your Twitter that you're like all dramatic. If I could absolutely tell you what I know, like I just can't. I really can't talk about it. But we can't run a republic like this. What I know has changed me forever. We can't run a republic like this. Well, then fucking either quit and whistle blow or release the Epstein file. Why don't you do this? Okay, do you want the most masculine move you could do, Dan? And I will give you props. If you do this, I'll stand up. I'll do a live stream for you. And I will stand up and give you applause. And I'll tip my hat to you and salute you for being a good American. I'll do all that. And then I'll sing God Bless America for you. Okay? In drag. No, I'm kidding. The most manly thing you could do right now is drop the Epstein files, all of it, the names too. That's the big cock move. You want to go medium-sized cock, European man cock, you're going to go for redact all the names, but release all the files. Okay? I say go full cock. We want BBC, beyond BBC here, Dan. You know what that move is? You drop all the files, including the names, and then the same day you drop those, you quit. And where you show up at 8 p.m. on your fucking podcast, and you name it, Dan Bongino tells all of how fucking much of a disaster this country is. And tell us the truth, Dan. That would be like a 16-inch cock, Dan, if you do that. I salute you as an American. I want to see what you do. Do this. Drop all the everything, quit that day, and do a podcast blowing the whistle on the bullshit. And you'll be the hero. You'll be president next if you do. Do you know, if you do that, you will be next in line to Trump. The next election you will win. If Trump doesn't suspend elections, which I think he might. He's got nothing to lose. What does the Joker do in cases where he has nothing to lose? He laughs. He doesn't give a fuck. Because in his mind, no matter what, he's going to be in control in some way. That's the mentality of the Joker. He didn't even give a shit. The Batman came in the interrogation room and slammed his face on the fucking table. He didn't care that he slammed his face in there. Chucks him in the corner of the fucking interrogation room and fucking messing his shit up. He's just laughing. That's what he's there for. He's there to get kicked to the shit. He loves it. It's the attention that he craves. Do you get what I'm saying? And Trump is a Joker-esque character in that way. He would be the type of guy that would want to kind of submissively be peed on and stuff. He's like that. He's an extremely tangled mess of neuroses, I believe, Donald Trump. And I believe Mary Trump confirms that. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist of any kind. But I can tell you that common sense goes a long way in life, kids. That's a quote. Common sense goes a long way in life, kids. That's my quote. You can sell. BGTV will sell that on t-shirts now. Go ahead, it's yours. Take it, bro. We need the sanity to come back. Make America sane again. Because Trump is literally almost Satan on earth. And people are almost praising him still like a god. Something needs to give. And they're going to drop a nuke, I'm pretty sure. I don't give dates, but I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they're going to do the fucking shit. Why? Epstein's not going to go away. There's no way it's going away. But I really think Dan has a chance to be a big cock individual. Do it. I wouldn't even bother talking to Kash Patel, because I know that he's a pussy that licks asshole. He has no... He's just a sellout. Pam Bondi, pretty much the same. Dan, why do I have faith in you? I don't know. Maybe because you act like a big tough guy and I want you to do something a big tough guy would do. Be the big tough guy, Dan. Drop the files, quit, and come online and say, fuck the federal government. It's killing the republic. Jesus is king.